Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back from wherever you're watching. This is European Racing Organization. We are in the F5 division, and this is season 7, round 2 in Brazil, the Interlagos circuit, a circuit which is frequented by rain. So, let's see if any wet weather hits this weekend. But we are all live and on the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this coverage. I think we have about 16 drivers who are going to participate in this session. Let's see if someone joins mid quali. But that is the field for tonight. You can see on the right there are people who are loading up, and as such we will be underway pretty soon. Sorry for that disruption on the top left, but we will be live very soon. So 16 drivers in. It's an 18-minute qualifying session followed by a 50% race, which will be 36 laps. And one thing you know for sure, if it's Brazil, it is going to be absolutely fantastic race. It's a very overcast session right now. Let's see if any rain is going to hit later on, but the fast drivers might be, you know, trying to get out as early as possible. If there is going to be rain later on, then might as well put in a lap time right now and see what happens. So we already have an Aston Martin exiting the pits. Let's see who it is. It is Verova, or is it someone else? It might be Verova, and yes it is. So Verova is going to be the first car on track, and still I don't see any other car exiting the pits. So there is a probably a Ferrari and a Williams doing that. So let's see what happens. And Verova will be the first person. Everyone is trying to see if they can qualify on the softs. Now no one on the mediums, and Brazil, I'm not sure if the fun stop is possible, mediums to hards or something, but if everyone is trying to qualify on the softs, it also means there could be rain at the start of the session. So if anyone who's watching and you're in a party chat with some drivers, or somehow you get to know what kind of weather there is for the race, then let me know in the comment section. At the same time, also predict the top 3 in this qualifying session. Who do you think is going to take that pole position? And it's a short run down to turn 1, so pole position could be very key, as Verova has started his first hot lap of the session. There are 3 cars exiting the pits, and he has already invalidated Verova, so he will have to go again. Let's see if we can. Who is that? Is that Eastford? Yes, it is Eastford. He's going to start a lap, so let's ride on board with him and get rid of all the menus and see what he does. He has taken a conservative line through the Senna assist, does not want to risk it all, especially in his first hot lap of the weekend. And let's see where he brakes just after the 50-meter board. Downshifts to the 4th gear for this left-hander. Very nicely done there, and keeps it now to the left of the track. A slight brake here. It's not a heavy braking zone at all. Downshifts to the 6th gear. Has to be patient on the throttle before this tight right-hander. Very slow corner, and then down to this 3rd gear before he picks up power once again. A tricky braking zone and a tricky traction zone this, but I think he has mastered it, Eastford, and now has just one braking zone to master. It's absolutely flat out downhill and then uphill left-hander as he brakes at the 50-meter board block and goes down to the 3rd gear before slamming on the gas. And there you go, that's a lap of the Interlagos circuit. It's a short circuit, and that's why we have so many laps in the race. But across the line comes the Alpine of Eastford, and he has gone P1, obviously the first person to put in a valid lap time, quickly displaced by Steven, who has gone almost 7/10 faster there with a 107.7. Expect some lap times to be low 107s, maybe even a 106 here from this division. Streets did not have a good race in the first round in USA, so let's see what he can do. And he's taking through the first those Senna S's now, as he now is on the long back straight. Well, it's not a very long straight, but definitely an overtaking zone, as Nestek goes P3, and EG, I think it's a new driver. I've not seen him in the first round. Oh, that was very wide. through the fourth turn there from seats. And let's see what he does in the middle sector. So far he's missing a few apexes. Once again goes very wide, and I think he will have to go again. So let's see who else is going for a run. I think Rhinoceros is about to complete his, and he was very quick in USA. He goes P2 now, 108.3, and the time it is set by Stevie. Once again it seems solid for provisional pole for at least a few more minutes here. Toya Style has just started his hot lap. There's a Red Bull coming across, and that could be Seats. Oh, there's a Ferrari round. Seats is in the pits, and let's see who's across the line now. Is it Dave on the back straight? No, it is not. It is actually EG, who is probably going for another hot lap. So let's see how he takes the first few corners of this lap. Absolute commitment through that right-hander, cutting a lot of curb, but it seems like that he has navigated that rather well. And his first sector, he's up by 1.5 tenths. That's a good first sector by EG, but he's on a used set of softs. So as it stands, he will have to start the race on used tires. So he'll be hoping for a faster run on a fresh set of softs later on. But right now he is looking good for a really significant improvement on his hot lap. His second sector split will come in a few seconds when he takes that flat out left-hander, as Algard has gone into P2, and it's a purple middle sector for the Mercedes of Ichi. This is turning out to be a really good lap. He's up by 5 tenths, and this would put him P3 maybe, or maybe even P2, considering the advantage he has got. He is going to finish the lap, and he stays to the middle of the track, now going to the right, and he goes P3, exactly where we thought he would. And that is a good lap time from him. Stevie is on an out lap, so when he starts his lap, let's go on board with the Ferrari and see what he can do here. Toya Style is he going for a hot lap right now? It seems like he is, and he seems like he is pushing, but there's a car behind him. That's Stevie, who's on an out lap, so that's not really going to hurt the Ferrari all too much. But let's see what Toya Style can do here on his mediums, and he's P12 already, so well, he will have free tire choice anyway. But if he improves his lap time, that's where the strategy will kick in. He's up by 11 seconds. His first lap time was not at all representative, but now he doesn't seem to be really making a lot of inroads on the cars ahead, so he might stay P12 here. Let's see as he comes across the line and stays P12. Now Stevie has started his lap, and I'm going to once again get rid of those menus on the left, and let's see what kind of lines he's taking through this brilliant racing track. And there you go, I've jinxed him already. He has invalidated his lap, so he'll have to go again. I see a lot of drivers trying to do multiple laps on the same set of tires, and that is a little bit strange to see. Maybe there is rain. That's the only hope I have from this session, that maybe it's raining, and that's why. Oh, that was a big corner cut from the Red Bull of Seats, and he will have to try that again. Is Lee Webb on a lap? I think he might be, and that was nicely done. Finally, third time lucky for us spectators, as we finally see a car not invalidating their lap time in the first few corners. Lee Webb is now beautifully poised. Look at that line through turn 4. He's spawned purple in the first sector, and that Williams is going to give the Ferrari a run for their money. Two very historic teams as far as Formula 1 is concerned, and he is looking good now. Look at that brilliant second sector lines he's taking, and now let's see what corner he takes. I think he'll go down to second. Yes, he does, before again shifting up to third, fourth, fifth. He goes up the gears. It's a flat out corner, and then takes advantage of the width of the track as he now plants on the power. And this is going to be a good lap. I don't think it was purple sector 2, but it was still a good lap. And oh, Shade has retired from the session, and let's see, across the line goes Lee Webb. Oh, it's P6. It was a little bit underwhelming, that lap, because he went purple in the first sector, but maybe he has more time to find. Is TV going to go for a lap? I think he's going for it, but he's down on his time, so maybe it would be smart to come in and go for another run. He still has plenty of time, only half the sec. Oh, there you go, 2 tenths up. So he is one of those people who can actually prove my prediction right by going into the low 107s. He's going to finish this lap though, and will take him in that category. Across the line he goes, 107.5, just about there from Stevie, and that is the lap time, which is 4 tenths clear of anyone else. Seeds is also on a lap, and he is, well, we don't have his split because this is going to be his first valid lap. So let's see what he does across the line. The Red Bull driver, he would be hoping to make up a lot of positions if he stays P16, but he does not want that. He wants to stay, well, he goes P13, so that's a good improvement. And the likes of Algardu and Ichi is also on a lap. So let's see what the Mercedes can do. It's still going on a set of tires which are not really fresh. So let me know in the comments, everyone who's watching, do you think it's going to rail in the race? Because I don't understand why people are putting multiple laps on the same set of tires unless they don't have to use them at the start of the race. So that will be very interesting to see. Nestek meanwhile has gone P2 with 107.8. so Stevie still 3 tenths clear of everyone, but there is still a lot. Oh, who was that? Which was that car? And I'll go on board with Segboy here, and you can see a car now. He has ghosted, but this car DNFing. I think that was Dave Mustak which he did that, and Algardo has made a mistake, so that will not help him. Ichi is down on his time, so it might not be an improvement. Rhinoceros is, he has invalidated his lap as well. What is Sackboy up to? I think Sackboy might finally make up some positions here without a lap time on the board right now for the Red Bulls. So both Red Bulls running low, but I think he's going to put a good lap time here. Let's see, across the line he goes P13, displaces his teammate. So Red Bull on the 7th row of the grid as we speak, and Algardu is on probably, which seems like his second out lap of this run. It's coming back into the pit, so maybe he made a mistake somewhere, never mind that. Ilchi is still going faster. Oh, he invalidated there, but he was still going faster, Ilchi, and I think he was up by 3 tenths, so he definitely has a lot of pace. Windrolls pops up into P3, but this Mercedes in the hands of Ichi seems to be very fast. Look at him, 1.5 tenths up despite that mistake. So he's not going to complete this lap. He might just go in and put a fresh set of softs on and then come out once again with a couple of out laps before he finally makes his way onto the track. Windrolls is up, so is down rather. So I think this is the time where a lot of drivers will be pitting. Will now pops up into P2. So Will now pops up into P2. That is very interesting. And once again, it's a Ferrari front row. And wow, what a lap from Will now. Completely missed that earlier. He's still going faster, so maybe he's going for another run, Will now. And since there is no one else on the track who's putting up hot laps, so let's ride on board with the Ferrari and see what kind of lines he's taking. Can he actually beat his teammate is the question. Well, that was not the best of the lines and the traction zones through that tricky right-hander, but it seems like the only people who can challenge the Ferraris are themselves, and he has backed out, Will now. So he has backed out, and he might go for another run, or is he coming in? Now let's see what he does. He's going to stay out on the track. No, he's coming in. So that's his run done. He still has a lot of time to come out on the track and put on the lap time in. Eastford has started his lap, has through the Senna assist, and let's see what he does. That's a terrible camera angle, but the game is up, in fact down by 2 and a bit tenths. So, well, not a great start to the lap from Eastford in the Alpine, as JD is asking if Stevie and Mercedes of Dave had contact when Dave DNF'd. I'm not sure, JD, so probably we'll have to look at it later. Is Algard on a lap? You know what, he might be. He's going pretty quick here, and let's see what his lap time takes him. Is P5 right now, and an improvement of a couple of tenths also will jump him straight up to P3, maybe even front row. So seems to be one of those people who can prevent that front row lockout, and he has gone up by 3.5 tenths. That was not the best of the exits through the final corner, or rather at least the final braking zone, but he is going to come across the line any moment now, and in fact might just take the front row, and he does with a 107.7, and that is very close from where Villeneuve was. Now, oh, who was that? Seats has once again run into some trouble as his Red Bull was off the track. Toastyle goes P13. Maverick is, he has invaded this lap. So has Lee Webb. Is Eastford going for another run? We'll know soon enough. And he's up by 4 tenths, so this is going to be a good improvement. This might just take him into the 107s if he has got a good exit out of that corner, and if that is the case, then he would be P5 or P6, somewhere in between. Let's see where he slots up. Across the line, he goes P6, 108.1 for Eastford. Now the times are coming down, just a couple of minutes left in this session, as Algard has... Is he going for another run? I'm not sure if he has enough fuel, but he is going to stay out, and that means he is now going for a push lap. Stevie is also on a lap, so Algard will finish his lap first. Villeneuve is starting soon. Maverick has retired in the pits, and let's see what sector times the AlphaTauri of Algard can do. You can see the Stevie in background, so Stevie has a car in front of him. Algard has gone... Oh, I think that was off the track maybe? I'm not sure, that was a weird camera angle. But Stevie has a car in front of him that's not going out of the way, so maybe it seems like, is that Toastyle? It is Toastyle, and he is holding Stevie up and is in fact helping out his teammate in the process. Now Toastyle himself might be on a hot lap, and look at Stevie just losing the car, and this is not helping him at all. But his teammate on final Toastyle moves out of the way. But what is Algard doing? This is going to be... Oh, Algard has lost time. He has lost time, so that is not going to help. And Stevie is finally going to be helped by an AlphaTauri because he gets some toe off the him. Algard's qualifying is over, and Stevie across the line, this stays in the middle of the track and goes even faster with a 107.5 or 6. I think that was faster by 10 thousandths of a second. Can his teammate Villeneuve match him and join him on the front row is my question, and no is the answer. Has not gotten fast. Iki out of nowhere is into P3, so that's a good qualifying from him, but he is on 3 lap old softs, so that is something which is not helping him at the start of the race. If it's a dry start, a lot of drivers trying multiple laps. I think that's because Ichi has retired, and that's not in the pits. Maybe had an incident somewhere. Oh, Nestek losing his car a little bit on the exit there once again. So it's a bit tricky here. Cold temperatures maybe. It is not the perfect condition to put in absolutely blazing hot laps, and probably that is catching a few drivers out, as Nestek is probably going to be in the pits. Well, he's not. He's going for it, but I don't think it's going to help him. But yeah, there you go. Nestek's qualifying is over. Oh, Villeneuve is fast. Will now is going for another one. He is going for a lap, and this might, he was a purple sector too. This might take him to P2. Does he take it? No, he does not. He again falls short. Will now, so the Ferraris will be separated. P1 for Stevie, that's another pole. Algard into P2, Iki into P3. Villeneuve starts P4. That's a good starting position nonetheless for both Ferraris. Nestek finishes P5. Win rolls in P6. Veravo, who was the first person on the track when the session started, into P7. Brontosaurus P8. It's a bit surprising this lack of pace from him since he was very good in USA. Let's see what he can do in the race. Eastford into P9. Leave P9. Dave and Maverick both retired in the session. Will start the session with tire choice. And after that we had Sackboy Seats to Style and Shade, who will definitely have tire choice as they start outside the top 10. So that's been the qualifying session in Brazil. Stevie the TV taking pole once again for Ferrari, and we are all set for a very exciting race. 36 laps around this Interlagos circuit, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. We will catch you. I'm going on mute. We'll catch you at the end of the formation lap. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be back. Right, welcome back everyone, and we have the formation lap ongoing right now, and as you can see, it is bright and sunny here, so no rain in the air right now. But let's see what happens over the course of the next quarter of an hour or so, 3/4 of an hour, sorry. You can see the tire choices for everyone. Seats is the only person outside of the top 10, along with Dave, who is going to start on those soft tires, everyone else on the mediums. As I said, it's a short run down into turn 1. It has been a good formation lap, no one disqualifying so far, and as it stands, it's going to be an interesting race start. Let's see what happens, and some of the drivers are starting on used softs, and I say used, not just qualifying laps, multiple qualifying laps on the same set. So while we do that, let me in the comment section who is your top 3 prediction for finishing this race. But as you can see, the drivers are revving up and 5 lights on the grid. Lights are out and we are underway. It's a great start from the Alpha Tauri of Algard. He might just try to take the P1. He does, but it's a Ferrari. It's a Ferrari sandwich for him, and it seems like Will now might take him. Now can Will now actually try to take his teammate as well? Algard actually sticks it into P2. It might almost be 3 wide, but Algard has to stay behind, and Will now, oh, Algard has taken the lead. It's the Ferraris who are battling. Will now is into P3, so Stevie the TV has lost a position. Let's take up into P4, and he is challenging the Ferrari of Will now. So this has been a slightly hectic start for both the Ferraris, but all settling into rhythm after a couple of sectors. And it seems like Algard, with a brilliant start off the line, was challenging Stevie the TV as well as battling Will now. But he has someone on top further behind. Seats is losing position, so he has started on the softs, but lowest position to Bravo, who had an absolutely abysmal start, it seems like, and Reynolds and Dave are also battling up ahead. The gap is only 3 tenths, and Stevie is absolutely going for it, and he's going to go down the inside. Oronosaurus has retired from the session, and more retirements now. And is that a safety car? It's a virtual safety car. Stevie the TV. That was a very important move to get it done before the VSC was deployed. And now everyone can just relax a little bit, recharge their batteries, and then start battling once again. The lead has changed twice in a course of 1 lap, almost 1 lap, and that was some sensational racing from both of the top 2. Will now has, it's a full course safety car now. It's a full course safety car, and that will help the likes of Maverick and Viravo, who had lost touch of the field. Maverick has got on a set of hards, and Viravo has got a set of mediums on him. In terms of position change, let's have a look. Well now and Nastek both getting 1 each. From P3 has lost 2 positions, and positions gained for Eastward, Lee Webb as well. Will Rawls losing 1, and the biggest number of positions gained were for the Red Bull of Seats, 12 style, and the Williams, I think, or is it the Alpine? It is the Alpine, in fact, of Shade. So that is the rundown of the first lap. Viravo losing multiple positions on first lap, so maybe he made a mistake somewhere. But now the safety car is deployed, so it does not lose time. He lost positions, but at least he will not lose time anymore. And see what happens. Only 2 people to make a pit stop are in the bottom 2, and it kind of helps the soft tire runners as well, because now they can probably stretch them maybe a couple of laps. Shade in the pit, so does he have damage? Not entirely sure, but he will definitely have to think about a pit stop, and he is on the mediums, so he is going on to the hards now. Not sure if the hards can last 30 laps on this track, 30 plus laps in fact, without another safety car. So maybe they will be hoping for another safety car at around lap 20 or something, and then go on the softs. That would probably be the perfect strategy. But those hards lasting 30 laps might be doable, but they might be losing a lot of time in the process. They are not very high up the grid either way, so you know, the guys in front like Stevie and Villeneuve and Windross and Lee Webb are exchanging positions there. And Windross has somehow overtaken Lee Webb. I'm not sure how that has happened, and now he might just let him through, and there you go. That's good sportsmanship. Windross has given the position back to Lee Webb. The safety car is not coming in at the end of this lap, so it's a 5-second penalty for Dave, but the safety car is going to go on for 1 more lap, further helping the soft tire runners. They can probably stretch this out and then go on a set of mediums easily. That should work. Right. So Dave in the pits, I think he wants to solve his 5 seconds, which is why he's in the pits. It's not the mediums now, and Shade in fact is not in the last position anymore. But alright, so that's the rundown for you. I hope Dave has enough time to catch up to this field. It's a short track and the safety car might not be waiting around for much longer. So let's see what he does. He's just about exiting the pits now and the rest of the field is in the second sector. I think he might just be fine and he'll be able to overtake. He's not driving on a delta right now maybe. So the safety car is controlling the field. So Dave, let's see. He has basically one sector to make up before the safety car finally peels in, and it seems like he will catch up to the rest of the field. Yeah, there you go, comfortably he will. So while the others are losing temperature, Dave's tires will be probably the best of the lot. So it will be interesting to see how many positions can he gain off the restart, and we should be getting that message from race control anytime now that the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. We still haven't got it. So do we have another lap on the safety car? I think we do. Oh, that is very surprising from Codemasters, and probably just giving that time to Dave to catch up, and obviously no one blinking, so everyone will stay out. They don't need to pit anymore, at least not for the next few laps. And let's see what happens. So safety car is going to be around for at least one more lap. Now everyone is bunched up, so this is the lap where the drivers will be working maximum to get temperatures into the tires, especially those who are on hards and mediums, and see what kind of temperatures they have. We have seen drivers weaving on the straight as well, just to get temperatures in after the safety car has peeled into the pits, and that has proved to be a effective strategy as well. But either ways, one sector to go, and after that we will be going green again. Currently watching the Mercedes of Iki, who has lost a couple of positions of the restart, but he has still a full race to contend with, and a lot of drivers in front of him to battle as well as behind, like the likes of Eastford, Lee Webb, and Windrolls, who is getting some mentions in the comment section. So hello Stanley, I'm assuming you are related to Win, is because you share the last name. So good to see some comments and good to see some rooting going on in the comment section as we get the message from race control. Safety car will be in this lap, and let's see when Algard, or rather Stevie, finally decides to go. Alright, they're still weaving and he has not gone yet. Stevie, now he has gone, and Will now is absolutely on the back of Algard where he was for some time. But look at Ichi once again, the Mercedes. Is he going to go for a move? Yes, he has. He's in fact completely taken Nestek by surprise, and he has taken P4, but Nestek is going back at him. It's side-by-side action, and round the outside goes the McLaren of Nestek, and he has P2. But is Ichi going to come back at him down the inside? He's trying to go for a move, and Nestek has gone wide, and there's contact. And there is contact for Ichi, and is that wing damage for the Mercedes? I'm not sure, but he lost a position there to Eastford, and well, that was a hectic restart for at least a couple of cars there. Let's hope Ichi does not have any wing damage from that, but it seems like, oh, that Cease was retired, and I hope there's not another safety car right after we went green. And oh, Algard is around. Well, just as we were expecting, when he will be tumbling down to the last position there. Look at him go down the order. Maverick is trying to move on Eastford. Is he going to work out? I don't think so. But Eastford is now on the back of Nestek, and can he make anything work here? I don't think so. But up ahead it's a Ferrari 1-2 because of the spin by Algard, and Well, they can just control the race from now on. If they're in the same party chat, they know when the other is going to pit. And further behind, Maverick is trying a move onto a style, but does not really work out. Maverick on the hard tires has to ensure that his tires are competitive as he battles those on the softer compounds. It seems like he's doing alright so far, as the Aston Martin of Veravo is a little bit wide into the entry of that corner. Might have gotten himself a warning there, and yeah, he'll have to be careful if that indeed is the case. But spectating Maverick right now, who's putting the pressure on to a style but also feeling the pressure from Veravo. So in fact, let's go on board with the Aston Martin and see what happens. DRS will not be enabled on this lap, but it will be enabled the next lap. So when the lead does cross the line, there you go, the message from race control, DRS has been enabled. Levab on the back of Ichi once again, and it seems like Ichi will take P5. In fact, he will retain P5, but can now Levab gets a better exit out of that corner. I think they got a pretty similar exit, both of them. It might not work out. A lot of curve riding from Bravo going there, but Verava stays behind. Oh, he's going to go for a move. He is going to go for a move, and that has not worked out at all for him. That was a very, very late attempt, and gets a 3-second time penalty in the process, which is not good for his race. Maverick once again putting a lot of pressure onto a style who has gone a little bit deep. Can Maverick try around the outside? I think that might not help. Oh, but it will help. You know, what a move from Maverick. At least what an attempt. He's trying, and he's trying, and he's trying. But in all that, Veravo has really, really made his way past, and that was absolutely opportunistic from him. Maverick is all over the place, and now Veravo will get another position. Of Toaster, DRS has been enabled. Look at the battery usage from the Aston Martin, and it's an easy move. There's a yellow flag. Maverick has retired from the session. I hope it's not a safety car, but it is. And what this means is now all those soft runners will probably pit, or at least some of them, and go on the hards. I'm not sure if the mediums can last 25 laps, but the hards definitely can. And that will be interesting to see. But 2 safety cars in the span of 9 laps, so it's been quite a few incidents, 4 DNFs already, and hopefully not a lot more to come. But let's go back with our race leaders. It's been a quiet race after the restart from Stevie the TV. Did not really get any challenges from behind, and his teammate now will close up. But the Ferraris, if they double stack, that will promote Nestek in P2 at least, maybe in the race lead if he does not decide to pit. So in the next few seconds, Eastford gets a time penalty under the safety car, so maybe not taking the correct lines from this corner, extending the track. But let's see what the Ferrari team does. This is a very, very weird situation, and Stevie stays out, and so does Will. Now Nestek is in, Eastford is in, everyone is in. As expected, all the soft runners are in except the 2 Ferraris. Now that is interesting. Verova stays out, and that is expected. He's on the mediums. Shade will stay out as well. Gardu and Dave is in. So now the hard tires are on for Shade, and the rest of them are going on mediums. So interesting, very interesting strategy by Ferrari not to pit either of those cars. So maybe it would have been better if had they split it, but both think that pitting later on in the session and then going on sort of mediums might actually help. But as it stands, it is the Ferrari's 1-2. Verova has climbed up into P3, but he probably will have to make a pit stop. To a style into P4 needs to make a pit stop as well. Shade in P5. Now this is interesting. I'm not sure if he needs to pit. Can his tires go the distance? Only time will tell. Algard definitely needs to pit. It's interesting that he also did not pit, especially that he lost positions because of that spin. I would have expected him to come into the pit because that spin would not have done his tires any good, but he has stayed out, the AlphaTauri, and Now as we do another lap under the safety car, let's see what Algard does. Does any of this Ferrari pitting? No, he's not. And Shade is in the pits. He does not want those hard tires. Algard stays out. And I think everyone else stays out except Shade, who has dived into the pits, probably for a set of mediums. And let's see if he can go till the end. Yeah, there you go, mediums for Shade. Well, so that's the race rundown for you. Shade is yet to catch up, and that probably means that safety car might not be coming in at the end of this lap. We'll know soon enough as the Alpine makes his way to the back of the pack, and you know what, he has caught up now. So, well, let's see if it is coming in. The Ferraris are prepared. They know how to do a safety car restart, but they have to do it twice in a row, and now they are 1-2. So will now be challenging is the question, and I don't think. Yeah, there you go. That's the message from race control. Safety car is in this lap, and that means Will now will be trying to challenge. Oh, but I think his teammate is already gone. No, he's not. And Verova further behind is also very eager. But what can Stevie do here? We'll go on board with Toyota and see what happens here. When does he decide to finally go? Oh, well, now into the grass, and that provides excellent opportunity to Verova to make something happen here. He made a mistake, went into the grass, weaved a little bit too much to get temperatures in, and what a beautiful shot that is. Off the first corner, there's a bit of contact between the McLaren and the Ferrari. The McLaren, oh, that's a Alfa Romeo, very, very slow there. And it's going to be 3 wide down into turn 4. No, it's not. But the AlphaTauri was overtaken by both of them. That was Toya style. And oh, Iki is round. And he reset to track. But it's a great restart by both the Ferraris. Well, not so great for Will now, but at least he held his position. And now, let's see when they finally decide to pit. Nestak, who did pit on the softs, has gained a few positions because of spins for others and some other incidents. And now he wants to dispatch Algard as soon as he can. Does not want to wait around any longer. Then he needs to almost run to the back of the AlphaTauri, but gets a good exit out of the final corner. Now, is he going to use any DRS is my question. We'll know soon enough, but he stays behind for now. Eastford is going to go for it, and Windrolls might go for both of them. Is he going to? Well, Eastford is committed to the outside line. Can Windroll make a move outside? No, no, he does not. And actually, oh, it's round. Toya style is round. I think there was contact between him and Windrolls, and Toya style has lost a lot of positions because of it. It is Algard and Nestak who are fighting right now, and it seems like Nestak is absolutely on it. He wants to lose as little time as possible. Oh, let's leave him running right onto the back of the McLaren, but Algard still remaining in front, and this is frustrating Nestak to no end. He has made a switchback now on Algard, but Algard still has track positions. Nestak is again going for a switchback. That's 2 switchbacks in 2 corners, but it's just not working out on the main straight. Can the McLaren finally make his move? And I think he's got a good traction coming out of the corner, and now he will not wait any longer. Algard has to give him space. Oh, Algard absolutely slows down. Is he coming back into the pits? Yes, he is. That's why he's slowing down. And can... Oh, Windrolls, where did you go? Levab has actually overtaken Nestak in all that. So Levab using his fresh tires to full advantage. It is P4 for him. Nestak is using DRS to come back at him. but he runs out of road there and has to stay behind for P5. But he's going to the end. Leave I don't think can make it to the end, so I think he would be fine where he is right now. He's still is on course to finish on the podium, the McLaren, and probably that is good enough for him for now. But let's see if he can actually clear the Williams. He can make some inroads on the two Ferraris, both of whom are yet to pit. So maybe even a race win is on the cards. But let's see what happens in the next few laps, and let's see if Nastek actually has the overspeed to carry out an overtake on Leewab. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, and the Ferraris are very, very close. We'll have to go back to that battle anytime now, as Stevie gets a good exit out of the Genesis, so he will not be challenged into turn 1. Windrolls gets time penalty, and here we go. Nastek now on the back of Leewab, and Leewab's tires, well, they are good, but he is losing time and has lost a position as well. Eastford and Dave have exchanged positions, so that's Eastford into P7, Dave into P8. And what a battle this is between Leewab and Nastek. I think Leewab might just go for a move. Well, it's again down into turn 1 because he's within 5 tenths and he's within his right to go for a move. So let's see what happens. Meanwhile, Verova is doing a good job of hanging on to the Ferraris, and he's on a better strategy right now, because he will go on to the set of softs while the Ferraris will go on mediums. What is Leo going to do? Once again, he has overspeed, and once again, it's an easy overtake for the Williams rather, sorry. And well, there you go. Can Nastek actually get him back into turn 4? I think he'll be able to. He's very, very close. So it's a good battle, good old tussle here. Down the inside goes Nastek and takes back what is rightfully his. Nastek into P4. Leewab is hurting because he does not want to battle a medium runner right now, but he has to because Nastek is just not giving up. But meanwhile, the Ferraris now are under tremendous pressure. Look how close Verova is to the back of Will now. And now, Verova, while he has penalties, let's have a quick look at penalties. 8 seconds for Verova, that's a lot of penalties. But now he is putting Will now under a lot of pressure. Will now not getting the best of the exits, but neither did Verova after the final corner. Will now will have DRS, and that has been saving his bacon for quite some time. Stevie into the pits. And Will now is losing time, but Verova does not really want to wait around longer. He's going down the inside. He's made the move stick, but can he now stick back and ensure that he does not get overtaken? No is the answer. So he will take the lead of the race, and behind, Shade has lost a position to Dave. Oh, it's just so close to the wall there, both of them in the pits, and Shade, I think, might have wing damage there because of it. Leewab has got a penalty in all of that. He's still behind Nastek, and now Nastek is in clear air, so he can push on. And where did Stevie come out? Stevie has come out in P7. Let's see what Will now does. Will now has lost a lot of time to Verova, so maybe Will now made a mistake somewhere, but he has lost a heap of time to Verova after getting overtaken. So hope there's no damage on the Ferrari, because he was looking really good and he could actually challenge his teammate in the half of the race after the safety car. Let's see what happens. Is he going to pit Will now? I think this might be a good time to come in, and he is coming in. So I don't think it has been the best of the end laps for him, so he will have to really hope that he does not lose a lot of time to Stevie, who is in clear air as well. 8 seconds adrift of well, there he goes. Stevie exchanging positions, but now can Toya Style also take the race win? He has not the race win, the position, and Toya Style has, in fact, you can see Will coming out of the pits. Will now No! I'm not sure if you caught it on the stream. Villeneuve was too close to the wall there, and he has lost his wing, and pretty sure he has damaged his car. He has no front wing at all. This is such a disaster for the Portuguese driver. No front wing, just fresh out of pits. And he will have to pit again, losing a lot of positions. And that is his podium chances absolutely gone there. That is so unfortunate. But we have to move on. Nestek is going on. Liweb is on his heels once again. And not sure what the strategy is here for Liweb. Maybe he'll go for another set of softs if he has a fresh set left. Stevie the TV overtakes Verova, who's in the pits, and so does Troya Style. So Verova on the mediums now, and is going to get overtaken by Algard as well, but Algard is not going to the end, so he will have to then overtake, I think, the likes of Eastford and Windrolls and Liweb if he can, as Nestek is maintaining his lead in P1. He has no penalties either, and let's have a look at what the time is. So Stevie the TV is 10 seconds off the race lead, and Nestek, who's yet to pit, has to push absolute hell to leather and see what happens. But Liweb has other ideas as he goes around the outside of Nestek, and that's an easy move done. But can Nestek once again try to overtake him down to turn 4? I think Liweb might have a good exit here, but is the McLaren close enough? He will have DRS. He does not have a lot of battery, I think, and has to stay behind. I think the Alpha Tauris calmly switching positions, Wendell in the pits at all times, and that is Windrolls into pizza. Oh, that's his teammate Verova, who's trying very hard to get past Toya Style. Ran into the back of him. I hope there's no damage there, but it might not be some damage because at a pretty high speed collision. He's going to go down the inside and makes the move stick. Verova up into P6, and that is net P2 as we speak. Probably net P3 because Nestek, it's important when he comes out. He's going on for one more lap. I think he could have come in this lap. 16 laps on lower fuel on those softs is doable even if there is no safety car. But as it stands, it is Nestek who is going to go for a move once again, maybe? No, I think he's far behind, ran out of road. What has Verova got up his sleeve now? He's dispatched one Alpha Tauri of Toy Style. Can he get another one in Algard, who is losing a lot of battery to stay ahead? But Verova has other plans. He drives almost onto the back of Algard, goes off the track, joins back in. It seems like he will have to stay behind for a couple of laps because the battery usage has been very high for the Aston Martin. So maybe it's not the smartest strategy, but he's on those fresh mediums. He does not want to lose a lot of time. He knows Nestek is yet to pit, and here it's a fight for a P2 or a P3. The drivers are very competitive. They want the maximum points on offer. Liweb finally pits. That promotes Nestek in the race lead, and let's see what Verova can do. Stevie the TV will also pass Liweb easily. So Liweb on a set of softs right now, but what is the set he's going on? He's going on a set of mediums. So that was a late pit stop. If he's going on the mediums, he could have pitted much earlier. But Windrolls has made a move. He has got put the fastest purple third sector, and Windrolls up into P7 with that brilliant helicopter shot. So as we speak, Windrolls will also gain some positions, but they have time penalties. Nestek, very importantly, Nestek does not have any time penalties, so that is going to play a part as well, because Right now we have 12 drivers running, and of those 12 drivers, I think it seems like 7 of them have time penalties. So that's a huge number, and that's something to be worried about if you are one of those 7 drivers. And the last place goes to Will now. As of now, he's on a set of mediums that will last him the end of the race, but it has been such a disappointment for him after he exited the pits, collided with the wall, and has now a long 13 laps ahead of him. As Dave gets up time penalty as well, so instead of 7, make that 8, and it seems like it's not all good for in terms of time penalties. Now here we go. Denova once again on the back of Algard, but he's using DRS on all opportunities. There you go once again, and that means he will have to stay behind for one more lap. So Algard actually doing a brilliant defense on 8 laps old soft. So maybe he still has the better tires, but the DRS is so powerful around this track and in this game in general that we have to commend the efforts by Algard to stay in P3. Now Stevie the TV has caught up to the back of Eastford after all that, and an overtake might be on the cards down into turn 4, maybe far behind for turn 1 overtake, but no, I don't think so. Stevie is going to go for it, and he is not willing to wait around any longer. He will take P2. So that's a podium confirmed for Stevie, who's absolutely destroyed his opposition there. Brilliant qualifying performance, took pole by I think it was more than a 3 or 4 tenth gap. Verova is taken P4 because Algard is in the pits. He'll probably go for another set of softs, and Eastwood tries to fight back, but it's not really going to happen. Which means now it leaves Nestak and Steve in the pits. Nestak is still not pitting. I don't understand why. Surely he has to pit now. He knows Stevie is now been unleashed in free air, and without that also I think he's cutting it too thin, unless he thinks he wants to go until the end of the race, which will be a very bold strategy. But we have seen that in the past, drivers trying to stick it out, and sometimes those moves even pay off. So there you go, he's going on for one more lap, and that probably confirms to me that he is not going to pit at all in this race and might just stay out for the entirety. He will lose P2 because Stevie will catch him pretty soon, but does he lose the podium as well is the question, and we'll know in 11 laps time. Right, further behind, Iki has got up to the back of Windrolls. Windrolls has no difference to that pace, and he's trying down the outside, and I think the Mercedes is force of the track, but he might still make the move stick if he's bold enough. Oh, that's Windrolls. That was a brush against the wall, a very heavy contact, but it was completely sideways. I'm not sure if he has lost any element of his front wing. It seems intact for now, but look at the time he's lost. So maybe there is some sidepod damage. We'll know if he pits, and Eastford is finally in the pit, so that will promote Verova up into P3. And let's see what Windrolls can do here, because that seemed heavy impact, and was just trying to overtake, but he is coming back into the pits for Windrolls, so he will have to pit an extra time than he wanted to, and that will promote Algard and Style both up a position. As Eastford now is on a set of softs as expected. Stevie has closed up a further 2 seconds on Nestak, and that's not good news at all for Nestak, but he has committed to staying out, and I don't think he's going to go for a soft run now. It's not something which you expect, but Yeah, that's league racing for you, I guess. As Iki has come out just behind Toastall on a set of mediums. Toastall's softs will also last till the end. There's a retirement, and that's Algardu. And if that's a safety car, it is a safety car. Nastek will pit, but he cannot. He has passed the pit lane. Verova is the first person to blink. Leo stays out. Eastford, what he does, I think he'll stay out as well because there's no point in pitting. And he might gain a position or two here because of staying out. Leo in the pits. The top two could not have pitted. They had both passed the pit entry. So Eastford is in. Ichi is just out on a set of mediums. Imagine if the safety car had come one lap later, he could have probably put on the softs if he had those tires. But he's staying out as well. Eastford up into P4, and Leweb has jumped him. Toastall is in the pits. Shade in the pits as well. His day of pitting, he is. Wind also overtakes him, and I think Will now will pit as well for a set of soft tires. So this brings him back into the equation as well. And if we have just one more person crashing out, which I hope this does not happen, everyone who finishes will get points. But Lee Webb, in all that brilliant strategy, and has put his car into P3, but now he has a drive through to serve. The top two in fact pit, and Steve the TV will lose track position because of it. He does not want to be caught out who's not someone on a softs. So let's check. Oh, that is a long pit stop for Netstack, which means Stevie will have the race lead. There's a drive through for someone. I forgot who it was. I think it was a Verova. I think Verova got a drive through. Netstack and Eastford are battling for it, and it seems like Netstack will lose position. So he's out into P3. That was a wing change for the McLaren, but crucial enough for him. Eastford has a time penalty. So, oh, that's Verova, who has gone instead of hards. 8 laps left in the session, and he's gone for a set of hards. I'm not sure why that decision is, unless he had no other fresh tires available. But it's still, begs the question: was that necessary? Well, I don't think it was, but I'm sure he has all the data needed to make the decision, and he has. But he's out in P6. Now he has a drive through to serve, so that will not help him at all. Leweb has a drive through to serve as well, so this brings Ichi back into the equation and back into the fight for the podium. So let's see what he can do, although he's on mediums and not softs, which is the preferred tire for most of the field right now. So what can Ichi do with those fresh mediums? No time penalties, so that's very important. No time penalties for Ichi, Nestak, Stevie the TV, and Will now. So those are the only people who did not have time penalties, and they will hope to keep it that way because it might help them later on. I think Verova is back into the pits, so maybe that was a glitch, which or maybe, well, just maybe. Oh, that's a wing change for him. I did not know that. That was a wing change. Another safety car. He had some contact, it seems. He's got a set of mediums now, and those are 8 lap old mediums, but they will comfortably make it to the end. But he'll be overtaken by Shade, not by Maze. It seems Shadow Maze. Oh, he's gone deep there, and he has retired from the session. Verova has now retired from the session. That's in the pit lane, so maybe it will not really cause any more incidents, but that was a little bit weird to see. Maybe he should have retired a bit early because his car was acting a little bit strange on the exit, but either way, so that means his car is still going on for some reason. Has he left his lane or is he retired? I'll have to rewatch the footage there. Okay, my bad. So he has left the session. He has not retired. And well, let's see. He's back in the pits. He has wing damage and he's still is AI driving his car. So, well, not really something which you see often, but hope his issues are sorted. As at least one smart thing the AI does is put him on a set of softs. So at least that is sorted. And let's see how many time penalties he has when he exits. We'll keep an eye out on that. It's a drive-through, right? We forgot it's a drive-through, so he'll have to solve that at the end of the safety car period, which should be this lap. Hopefully, I don't think the safety car will be out for more than this lap. Verova should be catching up. So as it stands, TV is in absolute prime position to win this one, but he will have to keep the likes of Eastford and Nestek behind. Leo is a drive, remember, so he will be down the order. And Nestek, well, he's lost 2 positions because of that wing change. Will be absolutely daring to go. There is no message from race control. There you go. That's the message we're all hoping for. Nestek running into the back of Eastford. Is that a 5 second? Yes, it is. But more importantly, is that wing damage for the McLaren. Stevie the TV leading his 3rd safety car restart in a matter of 30 laps. And let's see what happens. Stevie the TV has finally gone and he's caught him napping. But behind there's a lot of action going on as Ichi tries to overtake Lee Webb here. Does Ichi go around down the inside? He does. There's a lot of contact. And he knows he has drive through, but they are still going side by side. And Ichi off the track, but still makes the move stick. He is down. He's up into P4 rather. And here goes Windroll on the back. Is he going for a lunge? No, he does not. Further behind, Shade is absolutely on the back of Toya Style. And Shade has lost a position to Dave, in fact. So Dave making moves from the back of the field. And Villeneuve has also made a move on Shade, so that has really worked out for the Ferrari driver. Well within the points now. Now Nestek on the back of Eastford. Nestek really wants to get this move done as fast as he can because that's the only way he'll be able to challenge Stevie. And here we go. Nestek on the back of Eastford. Eastford has not a lot to defend with, but DRS has not been enabled yet. Villeneuve has retired from the session. Oh, that is really unfortunate. So has Toya Style. Villeneuve has overtaken Lee Webb and all that. And Nestek has stayed behind. So no safety car for that. 2 retirements. And Verova is in the pits for... I think that is his drive through his serving. It's a good thing the safety car did not come out, but look at Nestek absolutely on the limit, and he has got... Oh, there's a safety car now! No way! The safety car now. Lee Webb is yet to make his... serve his drive through. Windroll gets a 5 second for collision. That's a 4th safety car in one race. That's a lot of safety cars. And, well, once again we have a disruption. We'll take a short break and we'll come back to see what happens in the final couple of laps. That's all the racing we're going to get at the end of this very, very hectic and a headache for the stewards Brazilian Grand Prix. Right, so the safety car, is it coming in? We don't have that message on the screen, so maybe it will stay out for one more lap, and that means we are going to have just 2 laps of racing, and that also means there won't be any more DRS in this race. No DRS, and that is good news for Stevie. But in fact, even when we had DRS, he has controlled this race from start to finish. Shade is in the pits. For what, I'm not sure, but is in the pits, and that promotes Verova into P8. And as rightly said, they might be out of front wings at this point. Shade is going on mediums, and I'm not sure why he pit at all and conceded track position, but that's how it is. And let's hope the safety car comes in. I think it will at the end of this lap, so we will go racing again, and Stevie will lead the 4th safety car restarted. He must be getting tired by now. In what different ways can he surprise those behind him at the safety car restart? But fortunately for him, it has usually been a different driver every time, I think, except for Eastford, who was P2 the last safety car restart as well. But again, I think Stevie is a very smart driver, so he'll be able to keep leading to P1 at the end of this race as well, unless he makes a mistake. And Eastford, with these time penalties, will lose track position. Let's take a quick look at penalties right now. Lustig has 5 seconds, and that's for collision with Eastford. So, oh, EG, and that's once again another 5-second time penalty. Safety car is in this lap, or is it? Yes, it is. I think Stevie is giving a lot of time to safety car to peel in, but not enough time, I think. And let's see where he finally decides to go. He will have to once again weave on the track unless the safety car is safely in the pits. And there you go, Ichi is absolutely on the back of Nestak. Can he make the move into turn 1? Oh, it's Lever who has been disqualified from the session because he ignored the drive-through, and that is unfortunate because he would have wanted to serve it. Did not really happen for him. Ichi now on the back of it, so they're going to go side by side down to turn 4, and it seems like Nestak has the inside line, and he might just about get that position, and yes, he does, both with those 5 seconds. So it means whoever finishes ahead will take that and keep that position. Stevie has a very healthy gap up front, so as it stands, Stevie will win the race, and Nestak is, let's see what happens. I think Dave could be a factor here. Windrolls has lost positions, but Dave might jump up a lot of positions because of his only 3-second time penalty. And let's see what happens. Nestak on the back of Eastford once again, and Eastford getting a decent exit from that final corner. So it might not really happen for Nestak on this lap. We'll have to wait until the next one. Verova, well, he is still out of the session, so it has not been a happy end to the race for the Aston Martin, while his teammate in P7 Windrolls will finish the race and will also score some points. As here goes Nestak now on the back of Eastford once again. Can Eastford make it difficult for him? Yes is the answer, and well, Nestak has really not able to get past Calpin. It's brilliant defensive work from Eastford, and Eastford stays in P2 for now. You can see that he's holding 3 other cars up, but that's some brilliant driving. Mercedes have really come back into the race after some bad luck, and that means that Dave might actually finish on the podium here along with Nestak. So that will be something to see. Eastford has lost traction, but I think he might just about win it. Stevie is going to be across the line. He's going to win, and in commanding fashion, the Brazilian Grand Prix. It is going to be P2 on the road, but P3 for Nestak. Let's see what Dave does. Dave does displace Nestak because of time penalties. Nestak into P3, Ichi into P4. Shade was last once, finishes in P5. Eastford into P6. and Windrolls into P7. I think those were the people who crossed the line in control of their car. And Verova, who had been disconnected from the session, might finish in P8. I'm not sure what is the rule on finishing under AI, but that is a Ferrari win once again for Stevie, and that is some brilliant racing. Dave in P2, so that is good on him. We'll have to see what stewards think about those 5-second time penalties. But Dave into P2 and Nastak into P3. That's the podium, and you can see Verova actually finishing the race, but maybe a lap down according to the game. The non-finishers for the race were Toya Style, Villeneuve, Algard, Maverick, Seeds, Brontosaurus, Sackboy, and Levab. So both Red Bulls and both Williams not scoring any points tonight and not even finishing the race. It was unfortunate for Levab that he got disqualified because he ignored the drive-through. So that's been the race, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed that very hectic Brazilian Grand Prix, and stay tuned for more racing action this weekend in the European Racing Organization. I will see you next week at the same time for the round 3 of this Division F5 in next week. So with that being said, good night, take care, enjoy the rest of the weekend, and signing off.